And you ain't black.
There we go. What's happening? What's happening? Whew. I'm sorry, guys. I'm out of breath. Had to run upstairs, and you know, nature calls. We're good though. We are back. We are back. Make sure I got all my stuff. Hold up. There we go. Whew. I'm sorry. I'm still out of breath. I am still out of breath. Anyways, guys, how's everyone doing today? It is Wednesday. Oh, pardon my manners. Guys, I want you guys to say what's up to my friend Chris. Decided to bring him on to tonight's show because I figured he had some pretty decent insight, some good insight as to what we're going to be discussing tonight. So it should be quite interesting. What's up, Chris?
What's up, rookie man? Thanks for the introduction.
All right, don't call me by my Rock. Yeah, Rock. You can just stick with that one. All right.
All right, Rock boy.
Well, my crowd, everyone knows me as Neil, so I know you don't call me that and haven't called me that, so you know how it goes.
Hey, you know,
anyways,
family
guys,
address each other a little differently. I'm sorry about that. I'm sorry. I ain't want to let that leak.
Yeah, this guy can be a little disrespectful. Just just a little bit. Katerina said, "What's up, Chris?" Mama Carol said, "Chris, sup?"
What's up?
Katrina says, "Hey, Chris." Kathy says, "Hello, Chris." All right, everyone's so welcoming. I appreciate that. You guys are so nice. 1 second, guys. Okay. Anyways, let's see what we got. Anyone else here in the chat? Let's see what we got. All right, we'll just have to wait until everybody get in. So, Chris, I don't know if you saw the thumbnail, but everyone else saw the thumbnail. Guys, you guys, what do you think? What do you think? Do you think that rappers should be held responsible for what comes out of their mouth, their lyrics? Apparently, this is Fani Willis. Uh-oh. There he goes. Was that you?
All right. I touched something.
You hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Let's try not to touch anything. All right. Anyways, yeah. So apparently, Mrs. Fani Wilson, attorney Fani Wilson, does not think that these rappers should go, basically unscathed, unpunished for what they say and what they spew on their rap lyrics. So we're going to go through it, guys. It's going to be interesting. Please like the video, share it out, please. Guys, I need that support. Oh, gosh. Oh, my gosh. Chris, you don't make your bed up there, man? What's going on here? Anyway, she's so peas, man. So guys, listen. I was and I'm always honest with you guys, full transparency. I used to do music myself. I did it for a long time. Actually, I was a part of a rap group. Would you believe it? We called ourselves 7 Trey Quad. It was a good experience. But one thing I can say for sure, we never talked about some of the things that you hear rappers rapping about today, which is including a lot of crime, murders, drugs. It's very sexualized. I mean, for the most part, if you guys are anything like me, you don't listen to the music of today at all, and I don't. I mean, it literally, I have a visceral reaction whenever I hear it because it's just that bad. Anyways, so I said all that to say, never in my short music career did I ever rap about some of the things that you hear that's being discussed, that's being rapped about today. And honestly, it's so morally reprehensible that it's I don't even think that it's appropriate for teenagers, let alone kids. I don't think
I
it's
mean,
appropriate. Oh,
Ricky, but then again, one of the things you also got to realize is that, because I know you, so I know one thing is that the household that you was raised in had a big contributing factor to that, because you was in a house that respected God and had very high moral values. So with you having that upbringing, you would have been held accountable for the words that came out of your mouth if your mother, if your grandmother, if your family members, the elders in your family members heard the music that you're talking about was produced by you. They would, you know what I mean? You get a little
yeah,
action.
yeah. I don't. You know what? I don't dispute that. I definitely believe I would have gotten admonished, but I never rapped about killing someone. I never rapped about
I understand, but
selling
Ricky,
drugs. I
you
never
would
did
have
any
got
of that.
chastised if you did. You would have
Hmm.
got chastised very harshly by your family members.
Yeah, yeah. I'm sure I would. Yeah.
One, you don't live that lifestyle. Two, you're producing and glorifying a lifestyle that other people are going to hear, and that's not the message that your family would want to come out of their bloodline. But
Hmm.
within that, there's also a motive behind it, because you didn't have people standing behind you pushing a positive message like that. So it isn't like, okay, well, you had people trying to give you record deals or put you on stage to sell that music.
Hmm.
And it's kind of like, it's weird because it's glorified, and it's a lot of
It is.
mainstream media kind of puts more attention on that than positive music,
Hmm.
regardless of what genre it is at this point.
Okay. No, I mean I hear what you're saying, man, but it still sounds like to me you're sort of excusing it. I All I'm simply saying is, hey,
There's
if you're
no
gonna rap about it, if you're gonna rap about, you know, crimes and thuggish activity, and it
understands
happens to it
consequences.
happens to fall it happens to fall in the laps of law enforcement, and especially if they're investigating like a murder or something, I'm that's my fault. That's if I was rapping that stuff and it led to it was a potential lead for an investigator who's on the case. I mean, come on. They're gonna correlate the rap lyrics with the nature of the crime.
Uh, True, but
Yeah.
I was listening to a interview. I was listening to an interview with 50 Cent.
Hmm.
And we all know 50 Cent has a well-known criminal past.
Okay.
And the music he raps about has a lot of that criminal element in it. He
Hmm.
was talking about that aspect of what you're talking about. And one of the things is that when it comes to hip hop and when it comes to the rap of now, it's kind of like they kind of push that need. They kind of push the kind of necessary to say, well, if you're gonna rap about it, you gotta kind of live at least a percentage of what you rap in order for you to get.
No, no, I disagree with that because I listen. I believe it's a self fulfilling prophecy, and I've said that before. I believe initially, I'm not saying all, but the majority of these people who participate in this, this rap glorification of violence, they didn't start off like that. I believe they all started off, you know, they all started off from humble beginnings. I mean, whether it be, you know, living in a single parent household and, you know, they're struggling. Basically, they had options. You know what I'm saying? They had options. It wasn't, you know, I'm going to go kill and rob somebody just because I'm 25 or just because I'm
No,
18.
no,
You know,
no. Is because just like within gang life or most group criminal elements, there's a lot of peer pressure that comes into it. And one of the peer pressures that comes into with this hip hop is that, well, you gotta kind of live a little bit of what you're rapping about. So people rap about
no, it's a
dumb
self.
stuff.
Oh, that's what I was going to say. Sorry, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt, but I was saying it's a self-fulfilling prophecy because they start off not doing this or participating in this stuff, and next thing you know, they're living it out because they have to keep up with their rap lyrics. They have to maintain that image, that persona. So I believe they sort of like create it and they like materialize it to where they have to now they have to fit the bill. They have to fit this the whole, like I said, the persona.
And that's
They
the
have to
crazy
follow that.
part because the crazy part about that, the weird part about it is that because you got to fulfill this fictional lifestyle to appeal to a crowd of strangers, you know what I mean, to generate money. I feel like there's an ulterior motive, like something's pushing that. You know what I mean? Like I don't know, it's weird because
Yeah.
like it's normalized. It's
But
like
look,
it's too
even
normalized
when
for it
we're
not to be like something's up.
talking about hip hop, because I know nowadays you hear artists, people that's really, you know, follows the music industry and keep up with all that stuff. You'll hear them say, well, it's a distinction between hip hop and the rap of today. When it's really not, because I'm looking at a DMX lyric. Now, DMX, he still came out kind of like the butt end of the whole hip hop era. It was a different era, I think, kind of like a gangster rap era that took place in the early 90s. But
Yeah.
DMX came in sort of in that crowd. And I'm looking back at his lyrics right now, and he says, and I got it on the screen, guys. DMX, he just passed away, by the way. He died like, what was that, a couple years ago
No,
or
he
a year
died
ago?
this year. It's not
Oh
like last
gosh.
year.
Okay, so yeah, DMX just recently passed. He says, man, if we was up north, uh, N word would have been F'd you, F word. But then we in the streets, N word haven't been stuck to you. Pluck, man, it's so broken English, broken grammar. I can't do it. They find out with your bag open, cut your legs off. As a man, don't ever in your mother effing know when I got a gun, come at me with a knife, all right? And forget you ever saw me. It's the best thing to do. Don't give a F about your family. They'll be resting with you. I mean, look at that. Look at that. I mean, that's DMX. I mean, the hip hop industry they were distraught when DMX passed. They were like, "Oh my gosh, like he was one of the great ones." And look how he was rapping. He was rapping like a freaking lunatic. But hold up. One thing I do understand too, Chris. I don't know if you're aware, but this is not unprecedented. Rappers being their lyrics being used as evidence in court. This is not like a new thing. This has been actually happening. Actually, I got some.
Yeah, yes, because the DEA and the criminal justice department understand that within the rap game, there has to be a little bit of truth within what you're rapping about. So
Yep.
they understand that there's a possibility that what they're rapping about could possibly be stuff that really happens in real life. Then once you find out that
Yep.
actually are a criminal, then once you find out they are attached to a crime with similar details, then once you go through the lyrics and you say, well, there's a lot of similarities. I mean, that's evidence.
Yep.
That's evidence at this point. My thing is that the fact that it's normalized, the fact that where you have to actually live it to where it's not just entertainment, to where
Mm-hmm.
it's a little bit more than that. It's a lifestyle, it's a
Yeah.
culture.
That's what I mean
That's
by
where it becomes poisonous and toxic.
yeah. I'm telling you, that's exactly why Um, I said it's a self-fulfilling prophecy because these rappers, you know, they give off this bravado like they're hard and they're gonna go kill somebody and all this crazy stuff. But in actuality, they have to live out that persona, and that's because that's what the industry requires they do. In order to get the money, in order to get paid, you have to act out, you have to perform, you have to be in constant character. And yeah, so it's a self-fulfilling prophecy because if you're continually acting in a character, that's essentially who you become. I mean, and then you start associating yourself with, you know, gangs, you know, stuff like that, where you actually got to get deep now you got to go deeper into it. So
And where it gets even crazier is that you hear about a lot of these young guys that's talking this gangster life and they're about all this gangster stuff and they do all of these things out there in the streets, and then they go to the rap venues out of town and in different towns and stuff, and the hard gangsters that are really really living that lifestyle approach them to where
mhm,
the guys have trouble, you know what I mean, at venues to where just like with Rick Ross or whatever, it really, really, really messes with your money to the point to where you can't get a show now
yeah,
because you possibly could start a
yeah,
shootout.
right, yeah, I know. It's a catch 22 basically, but these guys, that's what I'm saying. I don't know if, like I said, I don't know if they're ignorant when they sign up for this, or they are just willfully dense. Maybe these guys they wholeheartedly know what they're signing up for, so they're like, screw it. I have
I
to rap
think
about these things.
I wouldn't say it's an intelligence level thing. I would say it's a realistic form of awareness to where you would assume that, hey, everything's gonna be perfect. And
Right.
without, you know what I mean? You know. But
Yeah.
I don't know.
Look, okay, so look. These guys I got up on the screen. Can you see the screen? Can you see these? Chris, can you see these two guys on the screen?
Yeah, it's Gunner and
Yeah,
Young Thug.
Gunner and Young Thug. Now, never did I even imagine that this guy right here, Young Thug, that's the guy with the glasses, guys, is wearing the cross. Never did I imagine he was the leader of some organized crime, like a
I
gang,
thought it was
basically.
fake. I thought it was fake. I thought it was fake for the longest.
What do you mean? Oh, yeah, yeah. I had no idea. Like,
I
and to
thought he was
know that,
perpetrating the lifestyle of something,
yeah.
living up to some image, trying to imitate something that he wasn't really about. And come to
So
find out, he's more really than
see, that's there
he.
you go. That's where you make the flaw. That's where you make the error of dubbing him as he's more real because he's involved in this violence. I mean, this gang activity. That's the
Yeah,
problem I think we make. Um, but yeah, he's apparently the leader of a gang called YSL, and this guy actually is. They brought him up under RICO charges, ladies and gentlemen, and he could be facing like some really heavy jail time, both of these guys, because they had a hitman go, do bad things to people. And so anyways, all the evidence led to him, and on top of that, to sprinkle the ice the cherry on top, this freaking guy, he rapped about it in his lyrics. And not even that, he had the temerity while he was locked up in prison, well, jail, while he was in jail, this guy had the temerity to then do another hit call on the phone. They captured the audio of him saying that stuff. So
whoa, whoa, whoa. We forget where they got the audio from.
it was a jail phone, so they capture all that
No,
audio.
no, no. It was not a jail phone.
Yes,
This
it was.
Joker, this Joker, this Joker, um, uh, had them fly off of like one of them drones you get off of Amazon, them $1,000 drones or whatever.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they took a drone and flew the phone into the jail, and
Yeah.
the police watched the drone fly
Yep.
over the prison gate, fly up to the window, give them the phone. They didn't say anything. They just let him take the phone. And once they found out he had the phone, then they hacked the phone and tapped it. And then that's when they got all the information from the Joker. Because honestly, before that happened, they didn't really have a strong case against him.
Really? So what? Okay.
Yeah.
What? Okay. So
Before those phone recordings, their case against them was weak, real weak. It was basically off of hearsay. They initially got them off of people telling that, yeah, they're the man. These are the guys.
But my point is, Chris, is that they still use his lyrics as evidence. They use his lyrics as evidence. Now, albeit I can't say if that's, plausible evidence. What is it? What's the word? I don't know if it's going to be even admissible in court. I don't know. But all I'm saying is the lyrics,
it is.
the lyrics.
Oh, no, that's 100% bona fide admissible. It's been admissible since the 90s.
Yeah. Well,
they use that shit all day, every day. They have been catching rappers left and right off of that.
Yeah, I know. And I actually wanted to show a few videos, but real quick, it's I don't know, man. It's so crazy because black people, I was just really realizing this, man. You may agree or disagree with this, but black people have a bipolar relationship with police officers. And let me explain.
Everybody does.
Okay, well, let me explain this in particular. Well, blacks will be so quick to say, F the police. I'm not talking about all blacks. Of course, I'm not talking about all blacks. I'm talking about black people in general that have this disdain towards police officers. They'll say, F the police. We don't care about the police. All this bad stuff about the cops, disparaging the cops. But if something happens to their family members or something bad
why didn't
happens,
the police do anything about it? Why ain't they investigating it? How come that? Yeah, and here it is. So one of the biggest things that's been glorified through rap music, which is the most stupid thing I've ever heard of, which is the no snitching.
Yeah.
Where innocent people who don't commit crime say, I'm not gonna tell on the bad guy because I'm not a snitch. It's mind-boggling. That it makes no sense.
Yep.
Snitching is something that only pertains to people who commit crime. So if you don't commit crime, you're not snitching. You're reporting a crime.
You're reporting a crime. Absolutely.
You're reporting a crime. If I'm a gangster, if I'm a thief, and me and my friend go steal something, and he gets caught, and he says, "Well, I was with him when he stole it." He's a snitch.
Mm-hmm. He's
a snitch. But if I'm the old man walking my dog up the street and I see you break into that place and steal some stuff, oh no! I'm an innocent bystander. I'm a witness.
Yeah.
I am informing the police of a crime that I've witnessed. Yep. I am not a snitch.
Yeah. That's what I mean. That's what I mean by it's such a bipolar relationship, but it's such a I don't know. It's almost symbiotic because, like you said, we'll cry if the officers fail to do their job, but on the same hand, we'll say, disparage the cops by, basically disobeying their authority in a lot of cases.
I mean,
disrespecting their authority.
Honestly, because I don't like doing this whole black-white race thing or whatever, but I understand this.
Chris, come on, don't act.
I mean, but the truth is the truth.
Don't act
and
like.
The truth is that. Yeah, no. The truth is that in black neighborhoods, and it's messed up. But black people say, well, the police brutalize and they do all of this and they do all of that. But it's not the fact that the police do all of this or do all of that. It's the fact that as black people, we fail to hold the police accountable to actually doing their job the way they're supposed to do their job. So within it, when you break the law as a police officer, what do you as a citizen do? You sue the police department. We don't sue the police department the way that other races and other people do.
Chris, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? You're saying how did you get to suing the police department? How did you get there? What are you talking about?
All right, so when the police violate your rights, the only thing you can really do is file a lawsuit.
Mm-hmm.
And after so many lawsuits, the police department is held accountable for the things
Well,
that they did.
actually, if you feel like your rights have been violated, you by an officer, you file a complaint, right? That's what you do first.
Yeah, you file a complaint, but the complaint is the leading steps to actually filing a lawsuit because you really want to make change. Hit the
So
pocket.
then we should start there. Why don't you advocate? Hey, look, if there's a violation of, if you feel like your rights have been impinged or violated, go file a police complaint. And yeah, I mean, and if it happens again, if this officer is really a bad apple, it'll most likely happen again. And then they'll hopefully, have restorative actions, pursue some sort of
I understand that, but
restorative action. Yeah.
this isn't something that's new or unique to black people. This is something that everybody goes through. This
Mhm.
is universal within the police department. But at the same time, on both ends, you hold them accountable. So when it comes to a crime being committed and they have to do the due diligence to find the criminal and seek out justice, you have to hold them accountable as a
Right.
community within a united way. But the way is hey, sue them and assist them because 90% of police arrests is made off of people saying, hey, he did it.
Yeah, Chris. Anyways, let's get back on topic, man.
This
So
is true.
apparently, since this has been happening, this is not anything new. Rappers have been, you know, their lyrics have been used against them and on multiple occasions. A lot of them have been led to being found guilty because of the circumstantial evidence, including their rap lyrics. But this woman here, I think it's Willis or Wilson, excuse me. She's a Atlanta, Georgia prosecutor, and she's actually the one that's leading the whole that led the lyrics of Young Thug and Young Gunner to being used by the cops. She's actually she's going hard on the rappers out there. She's using all their lyrics against them to have basically solve a lot of these unsolved
Yeah,
cases.
but remember what I was telling you about how 90% of police arrests is made off of he did it? In this situation, it's not a he did it, it's a I did it.
Yeah, they're telling on themselves.
Yeah, they're
They
telling
basically
on
have.
themselves.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. Getting on right, I don't and that alone right there is freaking bewildering because it's like, why would you get on a song and just rap about the crimes that you've committed? I don't understand that.
Because if you can get away with it, your record is worth more money. For some reason. I don't know why.
Let me play this video
Really?
here. Let me
No, seriously. Think about it. 50 Cent, and I keep bringing him up because he blew up off of the fact that he got shot like 9 times in real life doing real crime.
hmm,
It's like I don't know. It's like a aid to your career if you can commit realer crimes and
yeah.
still be free.
Yeah, yeah. True. It's like street credit. Like you get street
Yeah.
credit for
Think, hey,
for
and
more crimes.
what's that? Young little baby or whatever. People don't understand that he blew up off of the fact that some guys tried to like rob him or jump him in a Walmart, and he shot the guy and got away with it on a self-defense charge. So he's more gangster than anybody.
Yeah, but the whole concept of that is just stupid. Doesn't make
Tell
any
me about it.
sense. It's backwards. Anyways, I want to play this video from Miss Annie Fani Wilson. This is the attorney that's actually um, prosecuting these rappers uh, and using their lyrics to prosecute them. So check it out, guys. See what she says. Oops.
Good afternoon. Thank you for joining us. Today is another great day in Fulton County, another great day of crime fighting. We are here today to just let the public know that we are continuing our mission to target gangs, as we believe it is our #1 public safety deterrent. crisis that we're in. I have to acknowledge the two men that are before me before I even start. This is the great Detective Needham and the great Detective Davidson from Sandy Springs Police Department. This was a collaboration, but you always have to acknowledge those that are on the front line working really hard to get things done. And these two gentlemen have done just an excellent job. What today's indictment is about is the Drug Rich Gang, which is a hybrid gang, and it started back in 2016. That's how far we can document this gang existing. We know that it is a gang that primarily actually exists out of DeKalb County, the Stone Mountain and the Tucker area.
Fair use.
But as we know, crime and criminals have no boundaries, and they found their way into my county, Fulton County. I have a message today that you will hear repeated time and time again. If you thought Fulton was a good county to bring your crime to bring your violence to, you are wrong, and you are going to suffer consequences. And today is the start of some of those consequences. This gang, as I mentioned, is a hybrid gang. It does include members of the Gangster Disciples, the Crips, and the Bloods. We know that here in Atlanta, Georgia, that hybrid gangs are something that we regularly see. We know that this gang does have some identifiers that connects it together. They use things like prescription bottles and money symbols, and this is in their jewelry and their tattoos, and we see that present here. We have identified.
You guys remember when I discussed that last, was it last night? I told you there are descriptors and certain, what did I say? Oops. It's all about that image. They have to project this image and present themselves in gangster fashion. You know what I'm saying? But I'm liking what she's saying so far. Definitely sounds like this this course of action is certainly going to hopefully deter a bunch of rappers from, for one, committing crimes, and for two, talking about it on your rap lyrics.
This gang. But that's not the problem, that people collected together or they decided to use symbols. It's what they did once they joined together. What this indictment represents is 16 different victims in our county, 16 different incidents of violence, and 26 defendants.
Look at all that.
They committed crime everywhere from the south to the north of my county,
and we don't even talk about like all the innocent victims of these thugs. We don't even talk about the victims. Like, think about how many people's lives they've impacted, just because they're pure evil. Like, you don't even talk about that. I don't know what happened to you, Chris, but I was just saying that it's just disturbing that that these criminals are like hurting people, and they're rapping about it. And
that's one of the things. People gonna hate me for bringing him up. Charleston White was talking about. We always want to glorify these rappers, but we don't want to acknowledge the fact that when they're talking about these crimes, when they're talking about these violent actions happening, there are innocent people that are involved that had nothing to do with anything.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? But nobody wants to remember that. Nobody wants to acknowledge that. There's like just innocent people involved that we're talking about.
Right. But let something happen to the rapper or the criminal that caused that to happen to that person.
Oh, and a movement, a whole new movement. And people would unite left and right and be starting flags and hashtags will be starting in posts.
The t-shirts.
T-shirts,
start passing out
banners.
T-shirts with their faces on it. Like, I mean, come on.
People's profile pictures will all change to this guy's face or whatever, and it's like, yo, he was a serial killer.
Free Young Thug, free him. No, what are you talking about? Free him. This guy, what are you talking about?
But
I agree, Katarina. Absolutely, that's not how real men act. Real men don't even involve themselves in such debauchery. But it's just sad because this again, like I said in my last live, this is that false image of masculinity. It's like a mimicry of true masculinity, because as a man, you shouldn't have to gain or profit off of hurting others. Like, it's not, and then perpetuating the lifestyle of you doing such. It's rather backwards.
My whole thing is that I don't know how, if it was a movie, for instance,
Mhm.
if it was a movie and the movie was talking about or showing graphic images or whatever, it wouldn't be able to get played on certain networks at all. You
Yeah,
would not
that's
be
true.
you wouldn't be able to go watch a TV show where we're talking about busting down females, running like certain things you wouldn't be able to see. But if it's a rap lyric, oh, we could talk about it in the most graphic and disgusting
Explicit
way.
way. Yeah.
Bleep out a couple words and just let the kids run wild hearing it.
Yep.
And they rap this stuff verbatim. You know what I mean?
That's why I
Like
have
that.
no remorse. That's why I don't have any remorse for them. I have zero remorse for a rapper that was they got caught up because he decided to commit a crime and rap about it, and now he's being charged for murder. I don't have any sympathy for that.
Here's a
Huh?
scary statistic. So we talk about in a black neighborhood, black deaths. Do you know what the leading death of black youth is right now?
A black youth?
Yes.
No, what is it?
Like I guess it's rap gang related beats.
Wait, what?
Rap that's the leading cause of death within black young men.
It's
This is a
rap
police.
lyrics?
No. People get on raps, they get on beefs, they on these gang rap beefs, whatever. They go out and shoot each other up or whatever. That's the leading cause of death.
Oh, so just gang war.
Not gang rap. It's both united. They rap about it, they talk about it, and then they shoot each other up in real life.
Jeez. You saying that's the number one cause of death
Yes.
for young black men? Wow, that's
Yes.
insane.
Why do you think they're using these rap lyrics so aggressively to arrest these people?
Yeah.
Because that's
Makes
killing
sense.
more people than more black kids anything. So
Yeah.
these 16, 17,
Makes sense.
18-year-old kids are fucking blowing each other's heads off over something somebody said in a rap song.
Mm. Hey guys, sorry. I know Chris says, Chris, chill out with your colorful language. But I feel you. I know what you're saying, man. That's crazy. I didn't know that stat. Where can I
Yes.
find that stat from?
Don't give me the location. I was in an interview listening to it. But
Oh.
it's the drill music that they're pulling it from. Because in the 90s, what hit hard was gangster rap. And what they're talking about now is really, really the new wave is drill rap.
Yeah, drill rap. I don't even know what that is. You know what is drill rap?
Where they just talk about gang life and gang warfare.
Wow.
Yep. So a lot of that what's that guy's name that did King Von
Yep.
Young Dirk
Yeah, hold on. Let me say this really quickly, Chris. Yeah, guys, in case you guys don't know, I'm sure you guys don't know. I mean, but this is actually a thing. There have been at least 4 I can think of off the top of my head, 4 deaths of 4 rappers who have died within the past, year, 6 months. All as a result of this gang violence, this gang rap warfare that they have going on.
Hey, I just want to inform you that your numbers is most likely wrong.
Oh, it's
And
more
it's
than
a
that?
whole lot higher than that. You just probably don't know about these local rappers that it happens to at a higher rate.
I see. Wow. Well, that makes sense, man. That makes sense. That's unfortunate. Let me finish hearing the rest with Miss Fani Wilson. Make sure I say her name right. Yeah. Oh gosh, it's Fani Willis. Jeez, I've been saying the woman's name wrong the whole time. All right, here we go.
Included Union City, Atlanta, and Sandy Springs. The earliest crime committed that is captured in this indictment is a 2018 carjacking. The latest was committed just this month. We are aware that crimes have occurred in other jurisdictions, but what this indictment primarily covers are the 16 crimes that committed here in Fulton County. The victims, they do not discriminate, but what they did do is target people who show their wealth on social media. So I do have a message for the public where it is kind of fun to put your things on social media and show off. Yep. Unfortunately, these gangs are becoming more savvy, more sophisticated in the way that they target you. And this is a way that we know that they targeted these individuals. And it's because of these great detectives' work where they were able to show that they were following these individuals and using it to their advantage. Some of the celebrity victims included Calvin Ridley, who is a loved member of our Falcons, Brad Guzan, who is a loved member of the Atlanta United team, Marlo Hampton, who is on the Real Housewives of Atlanta, and Brittany Mealy, who is the mother of Future's child.
Sheesh.
All very well-known celebrities who have decided to take residence right here in Metro Atlanta because this is a great place to live and we cannot tolerate this. But don't be fooled. This indictment also covers other individuals who are not as famous, but also had their wealth on social media. Lots of social media influencers. The incidences that are in here is, thank God we don't have a murder, but we have kidnapping.
Wow.
We have armed robberies, we have shootings, and we have home invasions, very violent crimes, things that cannot be allowed in our county, and all done again at the hands of crime, at the hands of gangs. What I want the public to see today is a collaboration of law enforcement, because as they have gotten more savvy, so have we. And so what you have is a collaboration of the Atlanta Police Department,
Wow. Wow. She is not playing around. She is not playing around.
Listen. And this is the one thing that we were just talking about a second ago. We don't talk about the innocent people who had nothing to do with the criminal lifestyle who get caught up. She's going hard for people's families, though. And that's the one thing, you know what I mean? Like, there are people out here looking at her and everybody around her to do something about this. And it just sucks that, okay, somebody that we glorify in the media because we like their music is one of the leading people behind it. But honestly,
you got to go.
Use my language. Fuck them.
Chris. Okay. Yeah, I agree. I don't know. I don't. Like I said before, I don't really have much sympathy. I definitely don't have much sympathy for the artists who find themselves entangled in some legal quandary, and they're probably implicated in some gang warfare. Look, if you want to perpetuate their lifestyle, understand what you are signing up for. You know what you are signing up for, and unfortunately, it's your decision. You made it.
Regardless if you knew what you were signing up for, the people who are the victims of this crime didn't sign up for anything. They didn't sign up for anything. And this is where I'm at, man. It's like, okay, you got your gang life going on, and it's between gang and gang members, and let y'all shoot it up and shoot each other out and then clear the streets for innocent people. But in reality, you know what I mean? This type of site, like they make movies about villains like this. Honestly,
you heard what
man.
she said. She said that that these gang members, they're becoming very savvy, a lot more sophisticated now, and the means of how they are using the internet to target their victims. So that's, I don't know, that's a sound the alarm to anyone that's out there flashing their wealth online. I mean, you see a lot of that happening today. People are so, I don't know, people are so bold in showing all their money, cars, jewelry, putting all that stuff online, and
They
and
to add a little humor to it, they got this thing now where they get into the internet beefs and they go on live and they record themselves talking trash about the person. And because the location is posted and they see the video of you talking trash about them, they just pull up to your location and beat the mess out of you in the middle of you talking trash about them in the live video.
yeah,
That's the new popular thing.
yeah. There was actually a guy out
And
here.
those are pretty
There,
hilarious to watch.
there's actually a guy out here recently. Man, that was on a live doing a live streaming, and I guess he had some beef, some issue with some other guys.
Yeah,
They
that's
they
exactly what I'm
pulled
talking about.
they pulled up to his neighborhood and they just shot him. They killed
Yeah.
him
Yep.
because of where they saw where he was at on his live. They saw his location. They knew where he was. So it's like,
Yep.
I don't understand. Like, even if you have an issue with someone, why broadcast it to the world is the question.
Hey, drama is and like for instance, like you watch that like she was just talking about people from Love and Hip Hop in these reality TV shows, they fill them with drama. People want to see drama. I don't know
Yeah.
what it is, but if you can create a drama filled lifestyle, you
I just
can
think,
create
look,
a lot of followers.
it's been a long time coming. All right. Like I said,
Yeah.
there needs to be a shift in how we approach this. I mean, people can sit back and speculate as to, oh, I don't think the rap is actually a contributing factor to what we see happening today with our youth.
Oh no,
And,
it's the leading factor. It's the leading, it's leading.
yeah, well, thank you, Chris. Thanks for bringing that to our attention. Because had I known that, I would have shared that with everyone. But thank you for doing that. But that apparently there's more of a correlation between rap lyrics and all this gang life. And how our kids are acting today. So I mean, I don't even want to speculate about that anymore. It's right there. But that's terrible, man. So I don't know if you know the whole. There's another artist out here that was that just got off barely beating a murder charge. Little Boosie, you know the story about that, right, Chris?
Um
Yeah,
Apparently he had somebody
he was
commit
facing
the
death
crime
row.
for him, so because of that, he didn't get incriminated.
Right, right. But even in that case, they used his lyrics. They were using his lyrics to implicate he was had some sort of part
Oh,
in the
because I guess one of the lyrics he's using, he was actually using the hitman's actual street name in a lot of his rap lyrics.
Well, there you go. See? And what? As soon as he gets out, he blows up. He blows up. Like he becomes like he was popular. Like he was right. He got back into the music industry and his music started selling. Like people were really, really buying his music. Like, oh my gosh, Boosie is great. But failed to remember that he just beat a murder charge. So what about the family? Like, even if he wasn't found guilty of it, he associated himself. He's guilty by association. Like he knows the people who was involved in the killing of, someone else's family member. So my thing is it really a win because you beat a murder charge? Is that really a win? Like, what are you doing there in the first place?
Street logic is you won.
You said what?
I said street logic is you won, but hey, the streets respect is more important than anything, and that's why people will jeopardize their freedom over the most stupidest actions when it
Yeah.
comes to what the streets think of them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm
Well,
real. I'm from the streets, man. I'm from the ghetto, man. I'm from the hood, man. I got it out the mud, man. I did a lot of fucked up shit to get money when
Chris, chill out with your language, man. Jeez.
sorry. I did a lot of messed up stuff to get money when I didn't know no better. So now I'm cool, but it's you know what I mean.
Yeah.
You can glorify that all day, but we're not gonna glorify. I don't know. It's
No, I understand. I understand. I totally understand, man. And it's like I said, they're like casualties of war. They're actually the casualties of war. I said this, man, and I'm gonna say it again, and I'm gonna stick to it because it becomes even more apparent every single time I think about it. And as far as what's happening in reality, but I said rappers, especially these drill rappers today, they are modern day slave catchers. You understand? They are the modern day slave cultures. They are putting our children in bondage to this violence, to this criminal lifestyle, to the desire to want to be a part of a gang. They're enslaving our children with this, like I said, with this image, and they're perpetuating it in our children because of the broken family structures that we have today. You see, they want to emulate that because that's all they know.
I never thought about it like that. You know what I mean? Like we talk about the Piper type of deal, where they send the kids into to uh, going off with them and stuff like that, and it's like I never thought about it like that. It's creepy because yeah,
Yeah, it is. I'm trying, isn't it?
like
It is
that is
pretty eerie.
creepy. That is eerie.
I know it's
That
very
is
eerie.
eerie, bro. That is really eerie, creepy. Because like when you think about it like that, it's like you're right, man. And like it's almost like a hypnosis because like I asked cats or whatever, it's like how do you enjoy that, man? Like how do you really sit down and enjoy that?
Yeah.
And when you hear the responses, it's almost like a generic response to kind of just like plug away any accountability to what you're
Mm-hmm.
putting yourself in front of. But it's like
Yep.
that is eerie.
Right. And if you listen to that on a daily basis, which a lot of our children, a lot of our teenagers,
Yeah, yeah,
for
it's
sure.
different. It's different when you're like 30 something years old or 25 years something years old, and it's just coming out. But then when it's coming out when you're like 12, 13, you know what I mean, and that's what's cool. Oh my goodness, that's when you end up at
Uh-oh.
red lights working on the headlights. And these are our daughters.
Hold up. So here I'm going to read some more lyrics. Like I said, these I'm surprised. I'm surprised these artists haven't been prosecuted because look, this is straight out of Compton. Ice Cube going off on an MFer like that with a gat that's pointed to your A. So give it up, Smooth. Ain't no telling when I'm down for a jack move. And guys, in case you don't know, that's a robbery. Here's a murder rap to keep y'all dancing with a crime record like Charles Manson. AK 47 is a tool. Don't make me act like a MF fool. I mean, what are we talking about here? Are you kidding me right now? That's Ice Cube. He's revered. Like people watch his. He does family friendly kid movies now, and this is how he
You
used
know
to
why?
talk. This is how he used to
You know
rap.
why? Ice Cube
Huh.
does family videos because he grew up in a decent home. And we understand that
Yeah.
he wrote all the rap lyrics for NWA because he actually came from a good education. That man never lived none of the crimes that they said. Actually, NWA is the one group, most gangster group, where the only person in that group who was ever charged or committed a crime before that was Easy E. The rest of them was
Mm.
in bands and band geeks.
So
None of them was
basically,
gangsters.
so basically, if none of them were gangsters, then you basically substantiated my initial point. It's a self-fulfilling prophecy. You living it out because you have to project that image. And
Yep.
if you're incentivized to do it, via record payment, record label, what do you call them? Advancement checks. They give them $100,000 advancement check. Oh my gosh. I'll get out there and I'll rap about anything. I mean, not me personally, but that's what's going on with a lot of these rappers. They like, hey, for $100,000, sure, I'll talk about murder, death, and destruction. Why not?
Yeah,
But
that's
I'm
why.
just so glad. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
That's why it's funny that a lot of the best rappers that we talk about actually got a good education. Like, come to find out, Lil Wayne was a straight A student. 2 Chainz has a master's degree. um,
Look at Jay-Z. He's a billionaire.
I'm just saying, it's funny that when like you look up these guys, the top most successful rappers, and you look up their real life, you know what I mean? Their educational background and their upbringing is completely different than what you thought it would be if you actually like looked into the real life.
Yeah, that's what I'm like. And that is what throws me off, because it's
Oh,
like, if you wouldn't
Rick
even
Ross
want your
was a
children.
correctional officer.
Yeah, I know. It's like,
Right.
if you wouldn't even want wouldn't allow your children to listen to the music, why would you want to rap about something that other people's children would have to listen to?
That
And
almighty dollar. That
and
almighty dollar. That make you
but
do a lot of strange things.
with great responsibility, with great power comes great responsibility. So if you have a powerful platform and you are influencing people idolize you and look up to you, admire you, you have the responsibility to conduct yourself with decency. You don't go project this image of death and destruction. I mean, because what do you think your followers are going to do?
Ricky, I mean Rock, you thought that these people had moral values. You said like they come from a level of moral justification where they think of right and wrong. No, this that almighty dollar will control all of their wants and desires. That's why if you do have moral values, you don't end up doing those things. And the people who do have moral values end up getting in and out, and then you wonder why they gave up on it.
Yeah, but I don't know. I still think that once your hands covered in blood, you know, that's between you and God. I mean, you should repent, but
Hey, we all don't love God. You know what I
hold
mean?
up. I just personally think that if any I would take seriously any rapper that was to publicly denounce uh what he did, what he perpetuated, as well as what's being perpetuated today. I would completely respect any rapper that would come out publicly. And the reason why I say publicly is because they're known publicly, they're public figures. So they would have to come out publicly and denounce it and completely repudiate it. Just like, hey, look, I did this, I said these things, this is what I a particular
Yeah, but
lifestyle I perpetuated to children, and I'm responsible for that. I am absolutely responsible for that, and therefore I
yeah,
have an
but
obligation. Hold up,
Ricky, one
and
thing.
therefore I have an obligation to rectify it. I mean, if someone comes out and says that, I would definitely respect them for that. I really would.
Yeah, but Ricky, one thing you got to understand is that for any rapper or anybody else to come out to say something like that, they would technically be a hypocrite.
So what? You deserve it. You deserve that label because you signed up.
Remember that
You
almighty
signed.
dollar.
Okay, yeah, yes, you signed up. So, but I mean, I'm sure, but that's the thing. Okay, look, you're a hypocrite already. You're already a hypocrite, and whether your followers are going to tell you or your inner circle is going to tell you, I'm going to tell you, you're already a hypocrite because you're perpetuating this persona, this lifestyle when you don't. It's incongruent to your own personal reality. You're not living that way. But yet you're telling everyone else to live that way, such as Cardi B. I mean, look at her. I don't cook, I don't clean, I don't do this. And I just found she doesn't even allow her children to listen to her music. She keeps her kids away from her music. Like she turns it off when her songs come on the radio. She turns them off if her daughter's there. So my thing is, you're already a hypocrite. So my thing is, come out publicly and just acknowledge that, and then let's move on. Work with us to try to rectify this and to steer this ship in another direction. Because if you just turn in a blind eye to it, you're guilty, absolutely guilty. And I thank God personally that there is some accountability now that's going to be, it's definitely going to be implemented. you know. So and these rappers being held responsible for the things that they rapping about. Look, hey, that's your problem. Your problem. That's how I feel. What, do you feel differently? Oh, you agree?
I mean, you gotta think. I mean, it's been a long time coming, and like you said, if they're the new slave master, if they're the new slave
Yep.
catcher
They're the
or
new slave
whatever,
catchers.
if they're the new slave catchers, well, understand that just like the Civil War, and the Underground Railroad, there's always going to be a movement out there that's going to be against that. So it's
Yeah.
been a long time coming, and hey, the righteous got to do their job and hold these cats accountable. Well,
Yeah.
you understand this is the stuff that our kids is growing up listening to, and with me having two young boys, I pray to God we get rid of this stuff before they become aware of it.
Thank you. Thank you. So my thing is, look, are there going to be some casualties of war? Are there going to be some artists that may not necessarily fall in that category, but run in the same circles as these guys? Look, you're guilty by association. Okay, so I'm sorry that you happen to be bundled up with the rest of these guys, and you're categorized as a perpetuator of destruction and death.
I'm
So
comfortable
you're
with casualties
responsible.
of war. I'm
But
just not comfortable with the innocent bystanders.
well, yeah. Well, what do you mean? I'm referring to specifically the rappers that don't
Oh,
necessarily
I am
rap.
most definitely referring to the same. I'm comfortable with that being the casualties of war. I'm just not comfortable with the innocent bystanders that have nothing to do with this
They're not innocent,
unnecessary.
Chris. They're not innocent. You want to know why? Because they're not
The
speaking
victims
out
are.
about. They're not. No, no, no. Oh, you're talking about the victims who are
Oh, yeah, the
involved.
victims
Oh
are.
yeah, yeah. Absolutely.
A lot
I
of the
thought you were
victims
talking
are.
about. I thought you were talking about the rappers that that are in this industry and they hear this stuff and they know artists are rapping about it.
Yeah.
But they don't speak out against it. They just shy away from it. Oh well, we all have our own lane. My thing is, no, man. Like you got a moral obligation to speak about this because it's actually having a direct effect on children, on young, feeble-minded children. So you're culpable, absolutely culpable. I mean, and like I said, I told you guys before, I started off doing music. I love doing music, and I still make music on the side and stuff like that. But never did I have to engage in doing half of it, a fraction of what you're seeing being pushed out today. This death and destruction,
Yeah, but
this
I feel
degeneracy.
like there's a genre out there that produces music like you guys used to produce, and people love it. People search
Yeah.
after that. That's why a lot of people are making a lot of money as independent artists, because a lot of the avenues there are to advertise the music that's out there nowadays with the new digital movement. But one of the things is that it's just funny that on the mainstream media thing, there's a push when we can say, okay, to the rappers, y'all need to chill out. Y'all need to start doing what y'all doing. But one thing we need to actually take accountability on is who in the hell decided to put this on a national platform and sell that?
Hmm.
Who's the money man people that are backing this?
The
They need to be
delegators,
held
right?
accountable in some form or fashion too.
Yep. So, Chris, I don't know if you heard of the Rap Act. So, the Rap Act is a bill they're trying to introduce where it would essentially ban the use of lyrics uh, in court. Basically, it would prevent rappers' lyrics from being admissible in court. It's called
That's
the Rap
that.
Act.
Yeah,
You heard?
that's. I never heard of it, but that's ridiculous.
You think it's
That's
ridiculous? Me too.
ridiculous. Yeah, that's ridiculous. Like it's
They
one
said it's
thing to
free.
say,
They said it's freedom of express. It should fall under the category of freedom of expression.
Yes, you're free to express yourself, but if you're expressing a crime that you actually did, well, I'm sorry, but we're gonna use that.
Exactly.
Express it the way you want to. Express it
Exactly.
the best you can.
Yep.
Add more detail, why don't you? Put in specific birth names, why don't you? Give government names. Do the whole shebang, but hey, don't get mad when they use it against you.
Yep.
What comes out of your mouth is you are responsible for what comes out of your mouth.
You are responsible for what comes out of your mouth. I mean, come on, think about it. We just had this whole freaking charade, this farce of a what was it? Investigation or court hearing about Trump in January 6th. They're saying that he basically called for a mob of people to
Hell no, he couldn't
what's
have.
it
He
called?
couldn't have. He was on a microphone and it was
Storm the
self-expression.
Capitol.
You
That's what
can't
they
hold
said.
that shit.
Storm the Capitol. Huh?
Yeah, you can't use that shit. He was all self-expression. It's not legal. It's not
But
admissible in
but
court.
but yeah, exactly. But they edited out the part where he said peacefully protest. But my thing is, if we're gonna talk about words and the inflammatory context that these words have, and the direct or indirect effect it has on children, there's more of a I don't know. The onus is more on you to use discretion when you're rapping about certain things. But I hear what you're saying. If they want to go ahead and do it, that's perfectly fine. Go ahead
But
and
when they
tell on yourself, because the chances of any murder crime or kidnapping, anything like that, being found out in these lower socioeconomic areas like the hood, the chances of these crimes being found out is slim to none. So I prefer that these rappers get on here and continue to rap about this stuff so they can get
my
caught.
thing is, in what world do we live in where you can commit a crime, a heinous, violent crime, make a song about it, make millions of dollars off of talking about some stuff that you've done to somebody in like that that's confusing.
Yeah,
That's
Kathy.
confusing. I'm lost. At what point does it become like, all right, well, it's common sense.
Mm-hmm.
It's common
Kathy,
sense.
hold up. Kathy says my grandson was listening to that rap crap, and I made him turn it off and told him that it was not good to be listening to it. Yeah, and you know what, Kathy? Once upon a time, I was tell you, you know what, Kathy? It's probably not that bad, depending on what song or artist he's listening to. But nowadays, there's hard to even make. It's hard. You'll be hard pressed to make a distinction. It's kind of like they're all rapping about the same thing. That's what's selling right now. That's what's hot. So they have to all like this is the this is the trend right now. So you did the right thing. Told them to turn it off. But I don't know. These kids nowadays, they gravitate towards this music like a fly to freaking dung, unfortunately.
I mean, to Kathy, the one that said to make the kids turn it off. There's no difference from listening to that song to him watching a violent movie where they actually are graphically showing it. I mean,
That
I
is
get
true.
it, but keep it at what it is. But when it becomes real, that's when it becomes a problem.
Yeah. I totally agree. There's really no difference between a violent movie and listening to violent lyrics, because that's going into your psyche. Think about it.
It
Like
is,
it's
but think
ruminating
about
in
it.
your mind.
Think about it, bro. It's not it's different though, because we watched all the action movies growing up. John Claude Van Damme, Sylvester Stallone blowing it up, and all of that. But we wasn't out there doing that in real life. But the thing is where it becomes so where like I said, the 50 Cent argument messed it up. Where it's in one sense, if you're making a new movie, we can expect you to go home and live a normal life. But in a rap song, we expect you to go home and do what you rapped about. That's
What do
where
you
it
mean?
becomes catch 22 and it's weird. It's like different. It's like something's not right about that.
Yeah, they get a pass, man. They get a pass. It's double standards too. I mean, like I said, so much, so it's such a double standard. so much people will allow, people will allow and excuse and basically disparage someone else for demonstrating that same sort of behavior. Hold up. Kathy said, right. I just don't want them listening to it. Young minds are very easily corrupted. I agree, Chris. But if you can keep them from it, try. Yeah. She said basically if you can keep them from the listening to it, try. Absolutely. It's definitely worth the effort. I'm still myself struggling with constantly having to monitor and be vigilant when it comes to certain music that my own daughter listens to. It's really tough. It's really tough staying on top of that stuff. But like I said, these kids, they are just magnets to this music.
It's all right. So remember, I think I made a statement just a second ago where I was saying red lights twerking on the headlights, right? Apparently, people are getting pulled over and getting tickets for doing these things in public.
What's that?
Where girls at a red light, girls get out and twerk in front of the car.
Oh goodness. They get out at a red light and they dance in front of the car.
Yep.
Okay. That's so stupid.
We say it's stupid, but we gotta understand when it becomes to this rap music, it's different. And it's a cultural thing that's weird to where it's like you have to live it.
Have to. That's what I'm saying. It becomes ingrained in you because again, when you're listening to this music, it's ruminating in your mind. It's ruminating in your psyche, right? It becomes part of your subconscious of thinking, your subconscious layer. And all that plays out in your conscious living, while you're conducting yourself throughout life. And these people don't realize that they've been hearing this stuff for so long that they have the propensity to act it out. And it's that's why I said rappers are the modern day slave catchers, because these people are literally becoming enslaved to this music because they have to act like a bunch of ridiculous, mindless fools because the music that's what's being glorified today.
I mean, it's almost like a hypnosis deal to where you play it on a radio over and over and over and over and over again, where it's like in like your subconscious is normalized. You know what I mean? And
programming, yep.
Yeah, it's like it's digitalized into the youth. Because like I said, once you're like 25, 30 years old, it doesn't hit like that. Yeah. But when it's like I see like the high schoolers and
you're still impressionable. You're still very impressionable.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're not even fully developed at that age. So can you imagine? You're not even fully developed. And look, it's starting younger than that. It's starting younger than high school adolescence. I'm talking about these. Listen, I just saw a video the other day. A mother, good Lord. This mother went and got her child tattoos. And the kid was only 5 years old. 5 years old.
I think I've seen that one.
You saw that? And she said, oh gosh, she was like, I don't really care what
famous people though.
Yeah, of course he's famous. You get, what do you mean? You get fame for being a total moron nowadays.
Yeah,
you're incentivized to be an idiot
at the age of fucking 5.
Yeah, at 5 years old, and she was pretty much saying, "Hey, I don't care what people say. This is my kid. I love him, and whatever." And my thing is, okay, so are we just gonna? So this is where we at in society.
He's gonna hate her. He's gonna hate her.
Well, yeah, of course. But I'm like, is this where we at in society where we just completely turn a blind eye to even something like that? A 5-year-old that has his whole entire body tatted up,
Yeah,
tattoos all over his body at 5 years old.
I see nothing. They turn the biggest blindest eye to, and it's like,
Stick your head right in the sand. Don't say
yeah,
anything. It's not my
man.
business. It's not my business. No, 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 no. That is a violation of moral law, people. That is a violation. You have a moral obligation to speak up and speak out against that. Don't just what are you talking about? Don't
Hey,
just
don't be a
pretend.
bigot. She has the freedom of speech. That's her child. She can do what she wants. No, don't be that guy.
Well, you know what? I guess I'm a bigot. I guess
I
I
guess.
am a bigot.
I
I guess I'm a
guess.
bigot. If I have
You're
to
bigot.
speak out, if I have to speak out on that child's behalf, if I have to speak out on that child's behalf,
Hey,
and
she
because
wants
I
to get
do
a
that,
child a face tat. She has that right, I guess. Right?
no, she doesn't have that right. No, 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 no. That's not a right. That's not a right. That's encroaching on someone else's life, and you're gonna ruin this child. At 12 years old, you can't even live a normal life when you got tattoos all over your body like that.
I mean,
You kidding me? At 12 years old, what if he wants to go, I don't know, swimming with his in gym class or something?
imagine he's a straight A student all the way through middle school to high school, and he's getting ready for his college interview.
Exactly. But look, this goes into, and I don't want to go off on a tangent, but
Oh
again,
Lord.
this goes on into that child needs to be old enough to make his own decisions, of course, because you know what, these people don't value life. These people do not value life. I don't buy this crap when they say I love my child. No, you don't love your child. You absolutely hate your child. You hate your child. You hate yourself and you hate your child. That's
Don't
why you would
forget,
do such a thing.
don't forget that there was, and see, this is where the accountability comes in, and no one said anything. There was an actual tattoo parlor that set up the appointment, that initiated and did the procedure. Some grown man who's licensed in doing tattoos at a licensed tattoo parlor tattooed a toddler. Don't forget that part. So regardless if the mom made the decision, says I want to get my kid tatted, some tattoo artist said, "Yep, I'm tattooing a 5-year-old today."
Precisely. I
So,
I
ma'am,
agree.
how does little Tyler want to get his face tatted?
Huh?
Right there, right above the
Yeah, I mean,
eyebrow. I got
that's
you.
what, but again, that's what I said. Instead of that tattoo artist saying, ma'am, I'm not
Ma'am,
going to tattoo a 5-year-old. He said, oh yeah, that'd be cool. Yeah. He doesn't care about it. Life, he doesn't value human life neither.
no,
And you know what?
ma'am, that is $700.
Hold up. But I'm telling you, people have completely just cloistered themselves into their own bubble to where now you can't say anything. You cannot say anything. Even if you're trying to help someone from hurting themselves, you can't say anything to them because they perceive it as judging. Oh, you're judging me. Stop judging me. No, I'm actually trying to help you out. Actually,
Yeah,
I don't know if anyone's told you this, but you probably shouldn't do that because it's going to be to your detriment.
but
But it's not judging, and I don't even know why people need to really start like looking up the actual definition of judging. I'm not judging you to heaven. I'm not judging you to hell. I'm simply
giving you
stating an
advice.
observation, giving you some advice, giving you some solid advice that no
Good
one's
advice. I didn't
apparently
want
no
to see
one's
you
bold
live
enough
a
to
life
do.
that seemed like it was going the wrong way. So here's a couple pointers. You hate me for that. I'm sorry. I won't tell you anything smart. I, I don't know.
Whatever that means, Chris. But
No,
let's get
because like you see people, they go through something, you give them some advice, and it's don't tell me how to live my life.
don't tell me how to live my life, right? Yeah.
Yeah, don't judge
So
me. Only God can
yeah,
judge me.
because it all like, again, it all goes back to people. We live in a hyper sensitive society now, where you can't even offer any sort of advice without people reverting to their emotions. Oh my gosh, you've just accosted me. How dare you say such a thing? And it's like, no, I'm just trying to help. That's all I'm trying to do. But back to what getting back to the topic matter at hand. I'm very happy. I must say, I'm very happy. As a matter of fact, we're going to give Fani Willis here a round of applause for taking this bold stand to go against these rappers and use their lyrics. And I encourage every freaking prosecutor to do the same thing. We're going to give you a round of applause. Thank you. And it's a shame. It's a shame that, look, it's just no slight to women, but it's a shame that we don't have more men doing this. Like, seriously, like these rappers been doing this for a long time, and you guys are not even savvy enough to pick up on it. Or you probably listen. No, you know what it is? They're listening to the music themselves, nodding their head to it. That's what a lot of these rappers know. Excuse me, a lot of these police officers today, they know. They like the music of today. Unfortunately, she said, "You hurt my feelings, a bunch of crybabies."
My thing is where why is it even legal to sell it?
I agree. Yeah. If you can sell, I'm going to say corn. We can't say the actual word with the letter P. So corn, if you can sell corn, then I'm sure you can sell this, because this is just a verbal.
Whoa. We could talk about that, but guess what? You can't sell it everywhere. You can't put it on a grocery store, so you can't sell it at Walmart on the counter.
Yeah, no, I know.
You know what I mean? There's a little bit of discretion to how you're able to even distribute this type of material, so kids, toddlers, babies don't see this and normalize or rationalize it as something that's even like you should even think about doing, which is the crazy thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, right. It's so funny that I don't know. It's just weird to me today what triggers people today while they can listen to this type of music and it's not triggering. Like, how is me giving you some advice not to have your kids listening to this music, or encouraging your 12-year-old daughter to twerk? How is that triggering when you got music that's referencing women as the B word and doing all this other stuff and perpetuating death, destruction, and murder and kill and robbing, all this stuff? I don't understand that. And how are you triggered by what I'm saying, but not by what they're saying?
Because you're fucking up their entertainment, man. People like to get entertained by the most gruesome, messed up forms of entertainment. Come on now.
Yeah.
The more blood, the more thrill. If it ain't real, we don't want to buy it if it ain't got some realistic factor to it. The more realistic it is, the better it is.
I hear you, man. I hear you. Well, I think we pretty much hash this out, man. Guys, I hope you found some value from this. I think that's a step in the right direction that this particular prosecutor has taken. I'm very, very happy. Very happy. Very happy. I think these rappers need to go down. They need to go under the jail, throw away the key. And hey, and if their lyrics, if they implicate themselves in crimes, or I don't know what just happened to Chris, but if they want to implicate themselves in some sort of crime that took place around the area or whatever, they're involved in this stuff and they rap about it and they get caught, that is your fault, my friend. No one else's. And I'm so happy that it's happening right now. I'm really happy. I have joy in my heart right now because that is happening. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, it's been a great night. I carried this on longer than what I anticipated. I appreciate you guys. Don't forget to like the video. If you're not subscribed, Chris, it's no need to really. Chris, I was just closing out, man. Anything you want to say? Last thoughts before we close out?
Nah, man, you said enough, man.
All right, cool. Yeah, guys, this is my friend Chris. I know he's you guys haven't seen him. I figured I'd bring him on because we talk about these things a lot, and I think we covered a lot of ground. Appreciate you coming on, Barris.
Thanks for the time. Thanks for the opportunity.
Yes, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, like the video. Don't forget to subscribe. If you are not subscribed to my YouTube, please go subscribe to my YouTube. It's called The Real Unwoke. The Real Unwoke. Please, please, please. Yeah, appreciate your time. And like how we always close this out, guys, we are speaking truth and reality. And I promise you, thank God for Fani Willis, but I promise you, we will reinstitute morality. Have a good night.